Hey guys, it's Annie, and I'm always getting asked, how do I manifest a boyfriend or my soulmate? And that is not something that I've personally done. However, my friend Rebecca Boatman is an expert on this. She even has this course called the Manifest Your Evolved Man course, and she's helped thousands of women do this. So I'm so happy to have her on for this subject. Her course is ridiculously affordable, by the way. I will link it down below, but she's also doing a free 4-day challenge in this area of life, this subject. So I'll link that down below as well. Go check both of those things out. And give this video a thumbs up if this is a topic that interests you. Other than that, if you have any questions, leave them down below because Rebecca and I will be going live on Instagram and we can answer all of your love and manifestation questions. So make sure to follow us over there, but let's get on with it.
Hey guys, it's Annie and I have Rebecca Boatman here with me today.
Yeah, I'm your new dating bestie. I'm here to help women attract conscious partnerships, like amazing relationships. So that's what we do and we have lots of fun with it and I'm excited to be here.
Where do we even begin? I am not the pro on this. I like to talk about things that I've had success manifesting.
Yeah.
I have not manifested a man.
Yeah. This is something that I know you talk about and it applies to love as well. And it's really knowing what you want, right? So being crystal clear on what it is that you truly desire in a relationship, like what's important to you. And so asking yourself the question is, okay, how do I want to feel in my dream relationship? And list it all out, like list everything out and then pick your top 3. So we want to look at, you know, how does it feel like versus how does it look like? So, you know, what's the feeling? So that's the first step, right? And I've talked to thousands of women and when we peel back the layers, what they always say they want to feel with a man is at home, which is so beautiful. And it reminds me of that saying, home is where the heart is. Right? And it's like, and when we find that man and well, first of all, we're in our hearts prior to finding him, right? And we have that experience, it is like a at-home feeling because it's a heart-to-heart connection that we create. So knowing your top 3 feelings, right? Say it's, you know, fun, safe, and adored. That's mine. Was mine and is mine, right? Because these continue as you're in relationship. And then, so you want to write that out. Write those out, what those top 3 are. And then you want to pause on that and say, okay, when's the last time I experienced each one of these 3? And spend like 10 minutes on this minimum and just like brain and heart dump. For example, do fun, like when's the last time I had fun? What was I doing? Who was I with? When's the last time I felt safe? What was I doing? And just really go through them. And when you think, you know, like, oh, that's all, just say, what if there's more? And then you'll come up with so many amazing ideas. For me, it was like Disneyland, dance, going on bats, like walking. It was like all of these things. And then it's about creating things moving forward that allow you to cultivate those feelings now consistently in your life, right? So you're dating, right? From this like grounded, centered, fulfilled place, because that's when you're gonna manifest someone who's also gonna mirror that. And we want you, I'm all about you guys attracting a wonderful person for the long run, right? So creating this foundation in your life, which Annie also teaches, is super important in your love life as well. So now you know what it was gonna feel like and look like. So the next step is, are you open to attracting a man and a man coming up to you and asking you out? That would mean you're sprinkling your magic dust. That's what we like to call it. So you're sprinkling your magic dust. So you're out there and you are smiling at men. You're smiling at men for 3 seconds, okay? So this is 3 seconds.
That like an eternity. I used to be able to do that when I was younger. Now I'm like, don't look at me. Where's my phone?
No, we all know. I used to go like this, no joke. You guys, an attractive guy, say, or any guy would look at me and I would go like this. I would like glare and then look away.
Don't look at me.
No joke. I would do that. I would do that. I'd be like, why did I just do that? What's wrong with me?
I used to be so good at doing like clearly like smiling and when I was young, but now I'm like, don't look at me. What's wrong with you? Something wrong with you. I know there is.
Something wrong, yeah. And then he senses that, right? The man senses that, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna leave her be. And so a lot of times when we're not getting asked out, when we're not going on dates, it's because we're actually not sprinkling our magic dust. So that's like a huge piece to the puzzle, because we flirt, we date, right? We meet the right man, and then we get into relationships. So there's all these different pieces. So starting with the beginning, it's knowing what you want. So that way, when you do attract the man, he's a wonderful match, and you're not like waking up next to him like, who are you?
Why did I do this?
I wasn't thinking. No. So you're smiling, you're winking, you're being open. And another important thing is, say you're smiling and you're letting the guy know that you're available to be asked out. When maybe he does approach you, you linger in the space. Versus some women, when I see it, they're like, oh, this is uncomfortable. So they like want to like close, like they want to get rid of the discomfort. Yeah, they're like scurry off. And then the guy doesn't have the opportunity. So it's like being willing to kind of be in that discomfort and allowing yourself to graciously receive dates. So this is a huge, important piece, and to ask yourself, like, are you open to receiving the dream relationship that you shared that you really want? And secondly, are you willing to let go? And this is all about law of attraction as well, right? Let go of the how. Like we don't have control over who, how, and when we fall in love. Whoa. And everything else in life, right? It can be easy to like control. And in love, it's like intimacy and control are the opposites. So when we're not allowing ourselves to really be open in any of the steps, it's because there's fear there that can sometimes then drives us to want to control or push it away. So, I mean, and we go deep all on this inside our Manifest to Revolve Man course, but the coming back to the steps is really like sprinkling your magic dust. So smiling, open body language, right? And letting him know, like, you're on the market, you are on the market, and you're open to receiving. And when a guy asks you out, wedding bells aren't going off. Right, because some girls like, he's not my type. I'm like, you don't know yet. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. And if he's not the one, at least you are graciously receiving, and you're allowing yourself to receive. And dating is all about, people are essentially in dating, you are signing up for rejection, right? So some girls are like, well, I don't want to have to reject him. I'm like, well, he knows that that's part of the puzzle. So the more you can understand that yourself and for the other person, it allows you to date. Women, it's not as natural for us to date than it is for a man, due to our biology and our wiring and our ancestors, which is really fascinating. But before that, do you have any questions or
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but I did like what you said about, like, you have to get through that discomfort, because I talk about that a lot, changing the relationship you have with the emotions that you feel. And just because it feels uncomfortable doesn't mean you have to go, no, let's like not do that. Yeah. That's what people do. They're like, as soon as the discomfort comes up, they're like, this feeling means don't go there. Like, this is my intuition saying this is bad, don't go there. No, that's just your fear.
I think that's a great valid point you just made, and I'm sure everyone's relating to that. And a really good way to identify the difference between fear and an intuitive hit is, if it's a fear, it's usually a pattern. So you want to look at, like, is this something that actually has come up for me in the past and it's coming up again? Then it's a Rebecca pattern. Like, that it's where I'm choosing my comfort zone. Versus, is it all of a sudden like it's an outlier. It's like an intuitive whoa. Like, I don't ever usually experience this. Then it's usually an intuitive hit to follow. So someone told me that and it changed my life. I'm like, that's such a great way to identify fear versus intuition.
I love that. Good pointer. But I don't really have any questions. I'm just taking it all in. So continue. We're learning.
Good. So manifesting man. Sprinkling your magic dust, going out there, smiling, right? Smiling at the guy. And if you have any sort of discomfort with that, you can also look at, like, what is it that I'm afraid of, right? What is it? Sometimes for women, it's like, I don't want to come off desperate, or I don't want to look a certain way, or, all these kind of.
Or I've been hurt before. Getting into another thing is just going to hurt again.
Oh yeah. Then with that one, it's a lot of times we had heartbreak, and so we're afraid. We're relating attracting a man again with having that same experience again. And of course, as humans, we want to seek pleasure and avoid pain. But what's happening is, if our fear is actually being the one that's driving the decisions, we're actually unconsciously creating that emotional experience in the present moment over and over again, if that's what's driving the choice. So then it's about creating a new relationship with what we want that's out there. So it's like, again, coming back to the 3 things that are most important, and asking myself, like, am I willing to believe that this is possible and available for me, right? So it'd be like the loving, the experience that you do want to have. And then focusing your energy and attention on creating that. And then of course, when the fears of the past come up, you acknowledge them and I realize that it's a really cool part of the healing process when you are willing to put yourself out there if you've had heartbreak. And then I heard someone say, you know, when we sign up for love, like essentially we are signing up for a heartbreak, because at one point or another, either our person, say you're married for life, we leave first or our partner leaves first. Like we don't know, you know? And then it's like, is the love and the experience and the memories and the intimacy and the depth and the partnership worth pain that I may experience at some point or another? And then it's making that very, very clear decision and you know, moving forward with that in mind.
What about for the women who they really want to manifest a man, but they're not really happy right now and they think the man is what will complete their happiness in their life?
Girl, no. Yeah, no. So that's like, it's like that same thing. Like I will experience X once Y is out there. Like it's just this paradigm that we've been programmed to, you know, choose to fall into, because we're not victims. So we choose to fall into the programming, and then it's just an endless cycle. So know that the cool thing is as you choose joy now and you cultivate it in your life now, the man that you desire to be joyful with, he's going to be attracted to you and you're going to be attracted to him, right? But if the quality man who wants to experience joy in a relationship, he's actually not going to be attracted to the girl who isn't already there yet.
Say that again. Big one.
Tweetable. Okay. So you want to, it kind of comes back to what we talked about in the beginning of looking at how you can create it now, creating in your life, being 100% radically responsible and committed to that. Like, I'm gonna make my life just like this, and the man is gonna show up as a byproduct. And then when he shows up, it's that much more amazing and joyful with him.
I don't know what you think about this piece or perspective, but one thing that just came up for me is even like, are you creating space for the person in your life? One of my friends who's manifested a great guy, one of her tips was maybe start like wearing what you'd want to wear to bed, or sleeping on one side of the bed, or getting an extra like side table and actually physically making space in your life for that. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's like you're anticipating that he's coming into your life. And that also, when you're talking, it reminds me of like getting ready for each day. Like you could meet him at Ralph's down the street. You could meet him in line at Starbucks. Like you literally could be anywhere. So it's also when you're like anticipating and you're knowing and that he's near. He's near and he's also looking for you. I always tell the girls, I'm like, he's probably pooping right now. Like he's alive, he's breathing, he's walking, maybe pooping, who knows, but he's literally here now. And it's only as you shift into the energy of being open, ready, and available for him, he shows up in ways that you least expect it. So it cannot hurt to start to cultivate and do things in your life all around that's like anticipating that he is gonna be in that space, and even allowing yourself to feel into the presence of what it's like to be held by him will also be really, really powerful.
Yeah, I love that.
You guys, I used to like dream about the relationship that I'm in now, because my relationships prior were like just kind of a nightmare. Like, you know, you can take yourself anywhere to create the emotional experience, and I think I'm like, I can't help but like rub my head. But due to like my own limiting beliefs around love, and like I didn't put myself out there and date, because to me it was like, why when it's just gonna go south? Like I really believe that all relationships go south at one point, you know? And I remember I wanted it to feel like home, but it was foreign to me, like having that with a man. And I could imagine it and feel it, and I could see it. Like I could see it. And then I remember I did this work, and then I manifested a wonderful man who was actually one of my dear, dear friends prior. And I'll never forget when he put his hand on my back. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the feeling. I was like, this is it. Like, and it like hit me like a lightning bolt. And I was like, it's so magical. And it's
And
still.
that was from a friend. Wow.
There was Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a friend. Like, I had no.
He was just your friend.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that.
No,
He was
I
one of my really good friends, and I couldn't even, if you would have told me prior, I would have been like, what? Like, because I wasn't even open or available for the type of love and relationship that we have now back then. But then when in doing this work and really being open to it was like he was that close in my life. I just had to shift. Yeah.
So your guy or girl, whoever,
Yeah.
could be one of your friends right now that
Yeah.
you've just been like, this is my friend, and it could just like hit you one day, like bam, oh, this is my person.
Yes. Like if you, exactly. It blows my mind. Actually on on one of our pages, the Manifest Your Evolved Man page, I interviewed a girl who went through the course and literally manifested within, I think like 2 months or something. I forget the exact time, but the same exact thing.
Wow.
She's like, he's been in my life for 7 years. And 7 years or
searching everywhere.
something. Then he was like, yeah, and then all of a sudden she's like, I shifted, and he called, and she talks all about it. But I hear these stories constantly. So with everyone listening, it's like we have no idea how close they could be, and you don't have to know the how, but it's just really neat to see those stories all the time. When we say yes, and we're like, universe, yes, I'm open, I'm ready, I surrender to the desire. That's a big thing too.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So your program is called
Yes.
Manifest Your Evolved Man.
Yes, Manifest Your Evolved Man is a digital self-study course with 9 modules, and I give you the spiritual steps, like the manifesting, like those like heart energetic steps, and then I also give you the practical steps. So this is for the woman who is single, or maybe you're kind of seeing someone, it's a fling, but it's not, you know, where you really want it, and you're like, what am I doing? How do I want a committed relationship? So this is for the woman who's really ready to attract a conscious partnership, like not just any partnership, right? Not just like a casual partnership, but you're really ready for just a conscious, loving man who's also into, you know, spirituality and the things that are really important to you, and he values the things that you value, and you're just super duper ready for that. So that's exactly what who this course is for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So definitely go check that out, because I know so many of you people want that, because I'm always getting manifesting relationship questions. So if you really are serious about learning this, here you go. Here's your girl. She's gotcha.
I do. I have you.
Yay. And where can they find you other than that?
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah,
Rebecca
at
Boatman?
Rebecca Boatman. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yay. Any final words for the peeps?
Just thank you for having me on here and for me coming in here and being able to support you. And if you know you have questions, send me a DM, and definitely check out the course. It's gonna absolutely transform your life. And I love seeing the stories of, you know, women being like, and I met him here or there. I joined the meetup group, and I'm on this date. I'm kind of nervous, and then, you know, it's like he's asking for another one, and we're such a perfect match. So know that that's absolutely available for you. And yeah.
Yay. And also, I think another pointer to add in there, it's not about finding someone who physically fits what you want and then finding the fixer-upper. Like, I'll find him and then I'll take this course and then I'll fix him to be what I want him to be. Like, this is actually attracting what's already there for you, right?
Yeah, we could do a whole video on fixer-uppers, because I was a fixer-upper.
Same.
Girl,
we need to do that.
Yeah.
If you would like to see that video, give this one a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, again, you can message Rebecca or leave them down below.
I'll come in the comments too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. And with that being said, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And I will see you with a new video. Bye.